So the patch just came out today, and with it comes one of the more unique changes to Call of Dragons, which are the alliance skills. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down each and every alliance skill, the best times to use them, the best methods to use them, and quite honestly, some of these skills are just absolutely disgustingly broken. What's up guys, Meower here back with a brand new Call of Dragons video. So we've had the patch today which brings us the home kingdom system and of course all the reworks to the alliances, excluding the warbands since it's not in the game just yet, or rather not in our season just yet. So today we're going to be breaking down the brand new alliance technologies and alliance skills that have been added. But before we get started, of course, be sure to drop the like, don't forget to subscribe, and let's dive in and break down each and every one of these new 6 abilities and skills that are just so game changing and effective that it will probably change how we fight going forward. So, starting off, we got Fully Loaded. So, Fully Loaded is a brand new skill. It has a duration of 8 hours and it can scale up to 15%. It just increases the amount of gathering speed and also grants an additional 15% resources gathered from every node. So right now, right off the bat, we can get 5% if you're Wilderberg and another 15%, so that's 20%, plus another 15%, so that's 35% extra resources per node if you are Wilderberg and you take that seasonal talent. That's pretty insane. That's quite a lot actually. That's a lot of free resources that you can get just by playing the game. So honestly, for smaller alliances, I think this is one of the better ones, and you should probably have it off cooldown at pretty much all times, since it only has a downtime of 4 hours, especially if you are planning to gather a lot of resources before the stage of resource gathering in SLE. I believe this one will be a huge game changer, especially once people start figuring out how to properly use it. The next one is buildings and battlefields, and in my opinion, this is one of the biggest game changers that have been introduced this patch. So it reads, increases the Alliance hero XP gained by defeating Darklings and increases the build speed for Alliance buildings. So one thing that you need to keep in mind for this actually removes the limit of build speed when it comes to buildings. So if you don't know, flags and forts have a maximum of around, for flags I think it was 21.559 building per second. For forts I kind of forgot, but it wasn't that much. So this one you can pretty much build the flag 500% faster. So if you haven't researched fortifications, which increases the build time of flags, and you are using this, you can pretty much finish like 3 or 4 or maybe even 5 flags in less than an hour once this is fully maxed out. So in my opinion, this is probably gonna be one of the most game changing and war altering abilities in the game, just because of the strategic value that it can provide. Having an extra 500% build speed on your flags when you're planning a big push during your uptime that is so crucial for so many alliances, it's just going to be an absolute game changer. Expect to see a lot of blitzing happening, a lot of just sudden flag surroundings, and maybe even an AF or 2 drops around choke points. Like this one will be a humongous game changer. Now, I'm not sure if this build speed also affects destruction speed. I will have to ask CS and get back to you guys. Or if any of you guys ask CS, please be sure to let me know in the comments down below. I would much appreciate it. Next up, Storm Vanguard. So it's pretty straightforward. It's just an extra stat boost for your march, extra march speed, and extra legion attack. It lasts for 4 hours. Pretty important during big clashes when flags are touching now and people are just fighting for dominance in order to start destroying flags. So 10% legion attack is perfect along with the march speed for you to constantly kite around and move around the map. So all in all, pretty solid skill. Not too OP and not too weak. I think it's perfect just the way it is. Maybe if the number is scaled up to 15%, it can be more impactful. But we'll have to see it in action to see how it is. And hopefully, it doesn't provide an aura like the Rise of Kingdoms one that just completely lags out the game. I don't know if we can handle it for 4 hours of pure lag. Number four is the vitality boost. So, the vitality boost, in my opinion, is when used correctly, is probably one of the more impactful ones, especially for bigger players that get stamped out a lot. So, if you're fighting constantly, and this pretty much is more tailored towards bigger alliances that tend to have more troops but less commanders to use. So, using this stem pack pretty much, it's like a stem pack from. StarCraft, I think it's called. StarCraft, yeah. It's pretty much a stim pack that just gives you a big boost of stamina recovery immediately. It has a 72-hour cooldown, so this can be used once every 3 days. So use it wisely. But all in all, a pretty solid skill overall, no complaints there. I would like though if the cooldown got a bit shortened. 72 hours is way too long, especially because 60 stamina can be regained within a few hours. Next up, Fog of War. So, Fog of War is probably the most interesting, the most warping, and the most broken skill that has been introduced. So, it reads as follows: summons a mysterious fog to the battlefield. Friendly legions, including your unioned legions inside the Fog of War, are immune to all range damage. So, what this means is that you can use it on any bridge, for example, trying to push this bridge, just place a fog of war here and have your marches walk through it completely unpunished, completely unaffected, and this mostly, or rather, this benefits infantry getting into position by huge miles. It pretty much shuts down any position you go through. The strategic value of this skill is just through the roof. I expect to see some huge game changing pushes with this skill, especially because it protects all your units from range marches, which are pretty much the majority of units on the field. So, such as archers and mages will be absolutely disabled for 30 minutes, which means Goresh Skogul will reign supreme even more. So, all in all, I'm really excited to see these skills, especially in action, especially Fog of War, because it will be such a huge game changer, especially for so many of the choke point fights that we tend to see throughout the seasons, whether if it's a flag push, whether if it's a choke point such as this area right here, or and so on and so forth. So I'm super excited to see how they do out on the field, but this one is just it's just a mind boggler, the Fog of War. So we'll have to wait and see how it does, but in my opinion this is probably the most OP one, followed by buildings and battlefields. And I disconnected. That's embarrassing. Okay. And last but not least, the layer teleportation. So layer teleportation is a pretty nice thing. You just place a teleport, and just place a teleport outside the layer of a behemoth. So, for example, you no longer need to teleport your marches anywhere since the cooldown just scales down. So, for example, if I'm in this area and there is a layer teleportation right outside this bear, all I have to do is just click on it, activate it, and then I just instantly teleport there immediately, like the Staff of Prophet, just for your single marches. So all in all, I really like that change, and it helps people save teleports now. So super good. This is a super good skill. Probably not a priority to instantly max out such as the others. I would say in terms of priority, you should max Fog of War, followed by Battlefield and Buildings and Battlefield, Stormguard, Vitality Boost fully loaded, and then finally Layer Teleportation. But all in all, what do you guys think about these skills? Me personally, I think the two most impactful, like I said, will be Fog of War and Buildings and Battlefields. But we'll see if people can find more uses as well for some of the others, such as when to activate Storm Vanguard, Vitality Boost, giving that stamp back for the whales that much needed when they can still keep going with troops, and they can need to send that troop one more time just to make that extra difference. It all adds up eventually. But anyway, guys, I am super excited to see all of these skills in action, and I hope you are as well. But on that note, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned a thing or two. If you did, please be sure to drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe, join the Discord. The link is in the description. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Meow meow.